welcome back. We know doctors and we know actors, but very rarely do we get to speak to someone involved in both these fields, which is why we have with us here on set today Dr. Prashant Nair.
Hi.
It's a pleasure to have you, sir.
Thank you very much.
So to begin, we know that you're a doctor by profession, an orthodontist to be more specific. Could you tell us how did you step into the cinematic industry?
I've been getting offers. I've been lucky, let's say. People happen to like my face or they feel that I resemble somebody from the industry. And many a time I've been approached and I've been offered. And when I had posted some pictures on Facebook, I got offers from the directors asking me to come for an audition if I'm interested in playing a part. And I looked at it as a sign from God or destiny, as you say.
Yeah.
That's how I'm here.
Okay. Considering how different the two fields are, could you tell us like some of your experiences in acting or the challenges that you faced?
The main two challenges are, one, you should not be scared of the public. You should be as natural as possible. And another thing is, when you're acting with the main top stars, the chance of mistake or error should be minimum.
Okay.
Because they do not have time and we should value their time. So less retakes and the more fun it will be.
Only one shot. You get
only
one
one shot.
All right. Okay. I know it's going to be a hard question to answer, but out of the 4 movies that you've starred in, could you tell us which one did you enjoy working for the most?
It was Tupaki.
The one shot in 2012.
Exactly.
All right.
It's with superstar Vijay in Tamil.
Okay.
It was a very big banner and it was an, what do you call, action movie.
Okay.
And I actually went for auditioning for a general role. I mean, you can say not an extra, but a group role. A lot of commandos, but they gave me a character role after the audition.
So it went that well, your audition?
Yeah. And the role was, I play a younger brother of a commando and closer to the main hero Vijay. And I get shot dead in the scene. And so I had to die in the scene, and they had made this shirt with explosives. And they told me that you have only one shot because we do not have another shirt. And so that was kind of a tense situation for me.
That certainly must have put a lot of pressure.
Yeah. But after the shot, I mean, luckily it went off well. Everybody, including the director, the actors, all cheered me, and it was quite an inspiring moment for me.
Was this a first of its kind, that the role that you played in Tupaki?
Yeah, it was.
Could you tell us something more about it, like your experiences?
The experience, the fun part is we had a dry run prior to the shoot. The actors would burst out laughing, because it's an emotional scene where the hero has to cry, and he would burst out laughing, and the whole set would burst into laughter. So that was one of those scenes. And whenever the superstars are shooting, you can expect around 100 to 200 people, 300 people around,
watching.
And it was packed. Wow. And they would pass their comments, and you should try not to laugh. And it was kind of fun, actually.
In the midst of all that chaos, I'm sure it must be really hard trying to stay focused and try to remember your lines, and it must have been a lot of pressure, but fun at the same time.
Yeah,
I'm sure
it was fun, and it was kind of stress, like how you sit for an exam.
Oh yes.
And you're prepared it well, but still you do not know how you're going to do.
There's always that little tension.
Exactly.
Have you so you must have created a really good bond with your co-stars and the production team and everything. You still are you in touch with them?
Yeah, most of them I'm in touch with via WhatsApp, and they do give me breaks in other movies too, but I try to be selective. I want to do something different each time.
Make every moment count.
Exactly.
In a previous interview, you mentioned you wanted to write a book. Have you had the time, or have you thought of any ideas?
Actually, I did. It started with my training in martial arts. Because each teacher has a specific quality or a specific style. He does certain things, and I used to go and spend time with them. I used to stay with them, trying to understand what the philosophy is, and my aim is to cut short the learning curve for the next generation. So I'll always try to find an easy way out to do things, and I want to be one person who can walk the talk. So I try to do different things, and I try to write it in a book, give credibility to it. I even post pictures on Facebook so
Yes.
that people don't say that you cooked up your past and things, and with the timeline thing, the date, everything, it's a recorded event.
Yeah, no, I went through your Facebook. It's up to date, you know.
So I prepare for everything. I mean, whether it's trying to get a good physique or whether it's
Okay.
trying to run or train in something, I do take my part. I mean,
Okay.
and somewhere I think somebody gets inspired, so I'm happy that way.
So so do you plan on like teaching martial arts in the future, or?
I do want to take a self-defense course for people.
Okay.
One, it is necessary in the present crime scenario. Second, it gives you a
Very true.
confidence.
Yes.
It makes you confident when you face people and all that. So for that purpose, yeah, I do. I like to be a motivational speaker at the end of the, like a retirement plan kind of thing.
Okay. Wow, you have everything like set. You know what you have, like
We
A, B,
try.
C. You know what
We
you want
try.
to do.
That's all.
All right. Now that we've spoken about your acting career, let's look at some of the other talents that you have. We know that you sketch really well.
I won't say sketch really well. Actually, it was based on a comment made by one of my friends. See, all doctors have bad handwritings, most of them, and I'm one of them. So
Okay.
he made a comment saying that I don't think you can ever draw.
Okay.
So that got me really bugged. And my late mom used to draw very well. I
Okay.
tried taking advice from her, but you know how the mothers are. They would try to make it like the typical school type. No, don't do this, don't do that.
It this way, that way.
So I got myself a book and a set of pencils and started
Freehand it.
started working on it.
Okay.
So
Whatever came to your imagination, just.
I started drawing people because if
okay.
a layman can identify, okay, you're trying to draw this person, then that means you're okay. So that's how I started. I posted that on Facebook too.
Yeah, I saw a couple of pictures. Is it mostly people, or do you have like other abstract stuff, or like is there
I
something in
did
particular?
abstract stuff, but then you need to explain to them what exactly you had in mind.
Okay.
So when you draw people, at least they can identify.
It's a little easier with the explanation.
Easier.
All right. We know that you've completed various marathons. Could you tell us something a little more about that?
Actually, everybody is into marathon, and since it's a charity run, people take part in it.
Okay.
I had my cousin sister's husband, who's a doctor, who's been running marathon for past couple of years. So I had asked him for advice. I said, "Do you think I can do it?" He said, "Journey of 1,000 miles begins with the first step."
Very true.
So I decided to make that first step,
Okay.
and luckily, my stamina-wise, it was quite okay. I do have a knee issue; it crops
Okay.
up at some time, but I managed to run
In
10
spite of that,
kilometers.
Yeah.
Where there is a will, there is a way.
Exactly.
Otherwise, you find an excuse.
Very true.
It does require a lot of willpower. I've done 10 kilometers. I've done 21 kilometers. Now I plan to do the next Standard Chartered run in Jan and the Russell Kima half marathon in Feb.
Wow, so that's back to back, like
Back to
how
back.
you could be managing like your work.
What I do
your
is I finish
practice.
work by 9 and then I go out to Mamzar. They have a running track.
Yes, they do.
So I go with my cousin sister's husband, who's kind of inspiring for me.
So he's your
to run.
training buddy.
Yeah, you can say.
So you'll motivate each other.
We do.
All right. Okay.
So we keep running. Maybe we finish by 12:30 at night.
You start from 9 all the way until 12:30.
Yeah, because
3 hours of
sometimes
strict training. Wow.
we warm up, we stretch, and sometimes when we are running 20 kilometers as a trial run, it takes a lot of time.
Okay.
So we try.
You're there on a regular basis?
At least 3 to 4 runs per week.
Okay, wow. That's really inspiring, yeah.
Yeah, it is interesting. Once you get into the flow, it's fine.
Okay. What would you say are some of the challenges that you faced while training?
One is if you imagine, like I always say, you are limited only by your imagination.
Yes.
And if you see yourself finishing it mentally, you can actually do it.
Okay.
And it's important thing is to set small goals beginning. Run 5 kilometers. Once you can do 5, then you do 7, then you do 10.
Push yourself each time.
Yeah, each time. And when you can do 5, then 7 is just 2 kilometers more.
Okay.
Same way, we divide 21 kilometers into 3 7-kilometer run.
Okay.
So first 7, then you say, okay, cheer yourself up and said, wow, just another 7. Once you do another 7, you said, it's only 7 more.
Do you all break that on a daily basis or like on every day, or how does it work?
We have one long run per week. Rest, we have interval training. We run 200 meters very fast.
Okay.
Then we take a few meters, 1 minute of pace walking. Then again 200 meters. We try to do it. And it takes time to recover also. And some days you're not in a mood, so you have to push yourself harder.
But it's really, inspiring to know that despite, your whole day of work, you make time to like go and train and keep yourself fit and motivated. It's very
You need to
inspiring
walk the
know.
talk. If I'm to write a book some point of time, if I want people to read it, I should have done all these things.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
we know that you were interested in arm wrestling.
Yeah, that was a sport. I was inspired by my icon Sylvester Stallone. He had made a movie called Over the Top way back, and based on that, I started training. And I had won in college 3-4 years. I was a champ there.
Okay, in Manipal University.
In Manipal University.
All right. Okay.
And then when I came back to Dubai, I had won in 2002. I think I came the national champ, second. In Dubai.
Okay.
And I owe it to a training which I got from US, left-hander John Brookfield. He's a world champ in left hand.
Okay.
And I'm also a member of the American Arm Wrestling Federation.
Okay.
Then 15 years later, on December 2nd, this year there was an open championship as a part of Fun Games to promote sports.
Okay.
And I came first in that.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. Maybe I would say lucky.
No, I'm sure it was your hard work. From what you've told me, you seem like you're very dedicated and motivated.
No, I try. Like I said, the rest is up to God. You keep trying and eventually you'll succeed.
Yeah, very true. I came across an article where you mentioned that you were an introvert or a quiet, shy person. How do you manage this quality of yours with such an outgoing career?
Like they say in life, survival of the fittest.
Okay.
If you're an introvert, like how do I put it? Smile and the world smiles with you. Cry and you cry alone. So an introvert person is always lonely.
Okay.
And when you are pursuing something like an acting career, you need to get into a mode or a mindset to open out to people. So that's what I do. I get into a mental picture that yes, I'm an actor. In my mind, I'm a star. So I go out, meet people with that. And you'd be surprised that that aura reflects on people.
Okay.
When I had gone to the acting school, I had told them that, I'm an introvert. I want to be an actor, but I do not know.
Yourself.
So they told me that, Prashant, let's look at this scenario. Your friend stays at your house for 2 days. You're happy to receive. Suddenly he decides to extend it by a month. And you weren't prepared for that. Rest, what you do is acting. So you've got into a mode of a very tolerant person.
Okay.
So if you can bring that onto real life or screen, you're an actor.
That's really good advice that was given.
So I'm following that.
You mentioned acting school. Where did you do your learning?
I learned the basics from Dubai art school in, I think, Mall of Emirates.
Okay.
So the teachers were very good, and they used to put us in different scenarios. They used to give us small alphabets, and we need to make a sentence out of it based on a scene. They would keep
on the spot?
On the spot.
Wow.
It'll be a conversation starting with a small letter, small thing,
and then you moves on.
And then they'll say change the mood.
Okay.
So you have to be happy, sad, using the same wordings or same lines.
Okay.
It's a game. I think once you join it, they'll teach you, how it's played. It's fun.
So it was a workshop that was conducted like a few hours a day?
It was actually a 3-month course with a diploma and stuff.
Oh, okay.
So we are put in different scenarios and we need to perform at the end like a test.
Oh, wow.
We need to perform in front of a live audience.
Oh, okay.
So it was fun.
I also wanted to bring up, you are certified in the basic life support. Like I saw when I was doing research, I saw you put up some pictures.
Yeah,
Could you tell us something more about that?
Actually, according to the current curriculum by the Ministry of Health, we need to be certified in that. And it was fun to save a live person. Due to stress factors, people get heart attacks and all that. Was that a live
person or was that a dummy?
You train on a dummy, but
okay.
they train.
Okay.
That prepares you for the real thing.
Okay. Yes.
So because of stress, many people get heart attack and stuff. So you need to be prepared. So as a doctor, you need to not only inspire people, but also save lives if possible.
All right. So like you did that out of Like your like
I've
did
done
you do
that
it?
in Manipal University when I was studying, and it
Okay.
was good to be updated on the current techniques and whatever it is done.
All right.
Girls are known to break hearts.
Oh, is
And
it?
yeah,
All right. I've heard otherwise.
no.
All right. Thank you so much for making time
Thank
for
you.
us. I hope you enjoyed the interview as
Very
much as we
much.
did. So there you have it. That was Dr. Prashant Nair. And with this delightful interview, this episode of Studio 60 comes to an end. Tune in next time for more exciting episodes. This is your host, Leanne Fernandez, signing off.